to introduce you to the third founder of Radiant Leaders. I call her Bay, and she's going to be talking about a really important topic and theme that I think all humans need, and especially business owners and visionaries, which is transform your life with nonviolent communication and self-love. I am so excited that you have see the same vision, and you were kind of like, of course I want to be a part of this. It was like, obviously this is, so I loved that. I love working with people who know they're strong. Yes, it's very clear for them. They have a feel. I don't know how you got that feeling or how you received that knowingness, but it was a clear knowing. It seemed like a clear knowing for you, I don't know, to be a part of this. So I would like to let you introduce yourself. What do you do? What is your company? How do you help entrepreneurs? I'll give it over to you, babe.
Yes, thank you. So coming from France in Avignon. So I'm working as a heart therapist. That's my last job, but I used to be an event planner in theater, and I was helping society or entreprise. How do you say that? Society, yeah. Companies. About safety, health, but communication with the heart and with the theater. I spent 10 years working for somebody and working for a company, and I needed to get my freedom back. So I've started to create my own company 5 years ago. It's called Alchemy in French, what would be the English name for alchemy?
Yeah, alchemy. Alchemy.
All right. And since I'm working in different places, working as a forum theater comedian, facilitator, and I'm as well a trainer in different company. Right, that it's oh yeah, I need to explain that in this company I was years after years it was really painful working with people who didn't know how to communicate, and I wasn't able either, so I needed to transform myself and to be able to change the communication. The way was not okay for me. So thanks to this company, I've discovered the nonviolence communication, and it was 13 years ago. And since I'm just trying, working, growing with nonviolent communication. And I'm working with nonviolent communication as a tool in any situation, because I've got 3 jobs, and I'm sometimes with different people, but that is definitely a tool which can open the heart and let you understand who you are and how you can express what you feel without judging or be violent with the other one, or just let your emotion get out without any form. And that's not a way. Unfortunately, that's the world where we're living. So since I met nonviolent communication, I just thought that it should be at school for children. That's why I'm here today. Just to be sure that nonviolent communication can be discovered and understanding, integrate, and yeah, for the best for the our children.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine schools that teach us how to communicate and we grow up to be, I am sure, better partners, better parents, better employees, better employers. Um, but yeah, the way we communicate. When I was younger, I was so reactive, and
Mm.
and now I have such, I write about this, the importance of communication. I think that's one of my missions is, okay, like physically communicating different languages. I tend to be in places that I have to learn a different language, or I'm in relationships where they don't speak English. I have a language school, but I'm also working on now the language of intuition and really connecting to it more of a site, like an internal language. But do you have any, tips or tricks for the listeners about nonviolent communication? Any
Mm.
examples of what that looks like?
Yeah, when you were speaking, I was thinking about inside out. How I manage what is going inside and how I can go out and mm, exchange with the world without missing who you are and who the other are. So I've decided to speak tonight with this theme, transform your life with nonviolent communication and self-love. It's like when I've discovered um, nonviolent communication, it was the beginning for me to understand what self-love is and how I was able to love myself because I was able weeks after weeks to understand what was happening inside me, because you're not learning that when you're children. And my parents were not really, can I say
Agile.
agile with the emotion. um and I was sensible, like hypersensible, so I can feel
Yeah,
everything.
really sensitive.
Yeah, sensitive. Yeah. I can feel everything, but I couldn't really understand what was happening inside because it was a storm always. So when I've discovered nonviolent communication, it was just Christmas every day to understand that, oh my God, there is a way to go inside with the empathic listening, to follow a path who's gonna get me to my needs, and first to my feelings, then to my needs, and after that to understand, oh, am I gonna be able to do some demand and to ask people what I'm gonna need, but with the form that they can answer.
Yeah, demander, like a request.
Yes, a request.
Demand is different. In English,
Oh, yeah.
demand is like, oh wait, it's like, because I speak French
Exigent.
now too, and so it's like I know a request is
Request.
very
Yeah.
different. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. In French, we will say you can have a demande, but not an exigence.
Oh
So,
my,
so
yeah.
yeah, you're right to correct me because it is a request.
Mhm.
The first thing, which is really important, I think, it's to be able to see, understand the difference between observation and interpretation, because that's why there is so many tension and conflict, is because people think that when they're watching something, they're not observing. They always see with their mask or filter or their own reality. So at this time and at this point, they think, and the interpretation, it's getting you through the conflict and the tension. And if you're able to, in nonviolent communication, we speak about facts. And normally, if you speak with somebody about facts, you supposed to be agree, because it's just something that you can observe. And as soon as you can go down, check what's happening about your feelings, which feeling you're going to discover. Oh, when I'm watching these, then that makes me um, upset. and that why I am upset, oh, it's because there is this need, and we human beings, we all having the same needs, but we're not going to have the same strategy to, can I say, feel my needs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why we're going to have a request for ourselves and request for the other one. Like if tonight I needed a calm dinner with my children, and I asked for that because I know that it's getting crazy when I'm spending day with activities and working in the same times and managing the things, and I can say that I can scream against them, but I can as well just realize, oh, I'm in this state of being, and I'm going to need probably calm at this time, and I can ask for that, and I can ask them what they need, and we can just manage to find a strategy where everybody is going to be able to have the plan that he wants and feel the needs. The thing is, sometimes or often, we believe that because we're not having the same needs, we are in opposition. But as soon as we're speaking and we observe, in fact, feelings, then needs, as soon as you're able to explain what you need, there's no point to not find a strategy where everybody is going to be happy, or everybody is going to manage to look after the needs. Of course, it's easiest with adults, but it's really nice to train with children because they're learning, training and learning. And when you're discovering nonviolent communication when you're child, I think is a gift because it's coming and it's belong to your programmation. But if, like me, when you're discovering nonviolent communication and you're 30, then suddenly I was so upset telling me, oh my God, there is a really way to speak to other one without shouting and without violence. My God, I didn't know that exists. That's why I was speaking about like Christmas or a gift, because I remember that I was managing a difficult situation when I've discovered it, because Nina, my older one, was 3, and she was discovering emotion inside her. And when she were getting upset, she was like screaming and rolling on the floor, and I was laughing. And it was so violent for her. And I couldn't understand why was happening that to me. But as soon as she was upset, I couldn't really be empathic. Can I say empathic? Oh, empathic. I couldn't, and I didn't know. Something was happening inside me, and I couldn't understand why I'm laughing when she's doing that, because she's in trouble and you can't help her. And it was what I choose to visit the first time that I lived, that I've lived the experience to the empathic listening. I've done a journey inside me, understanding that that was my mom was doing with me when I was young, and I was doing the same repetition, but I didn't know that. I didn't know why. So that's why it's a gift for me, and I think it's really close or connected to self-love, because it's starting to know yourself about emotion, know yourself about needs. And as soon as you're able to communicate with the other one, with everybody, in a way that you're not aggressive or you're not violent, then every single time that you're able to manage a conflict without shouting, then you like upgrading your self-love. Does that make sense?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because I'm just reflecting back, hearing you speak. I'm reflecting back to even partners I've been with, and I would push down my needs, and I wouldn't, because I lacked some self-love, I guess. I really like how you really, bridge those. I forget that. It's like, wow, self-love is honoring that I have needs. And I would push those needs down. And then a boundary would be crossed, for example, but the partner didn't know, or even an employer maybe doesn't know a boundary that you have because you've never stated your needs in a really mature adult-like way. And so I would love, the audience is visionaries, entrepreneurs, change makers. Is there a way or example that you can give us on how to use a nonviolent communication for those of us who've never heard it ever before, an
Mm.
example of it? Could you give like a work related example? Maybe we could do a role play or something. I don't know, just as an example for our
All
listeners.
right. So let me know the last time that you've been emotional. What happened like yesterday or
Oh
the day before or 10 years ago that you're
gosh.
still upset?
Well, I want to work related. I want to work. Uh, this is fun. Because I'm wanting to really work with entrepreneurs. I get frustrated when I send invoices and they're not paid.
All right.
How, and sometimes it's like, these are clients I really appreciate and I really want them to value me. And I gave the service and it's like a 90-day delay. And it's like, okay, now I get a little bit more, I don't talk to them on the phone, but even by email. Maybe can you give an example of what would you say?
Of course. Yeah, thank you. So, um, if you're in front of the person, it's not the same that you're reading an email. I would say that reading an email is more easiest because you can take few hours to do it.
Oh, I don't
And
have time for that.
and no, but I think if you upset in this email, you can take the decision to just wait to send it. But if you in front of the person, you would say that, like you said, you going back to the fact, like you asked me for a service and I've done the service. Were you happy with what happened? And the person would say, yes, I was happy for your job. All right. So you get the point that you know that the person is happy with what you've done. Next step will be, so I send you an invoice, and that is just a fact. And I'm observing that you not in the delay and you didn't pay me. So you can ask, oh, why didn't you pay me? And you can go straight to the point and say, when I'm seeing that after I've done a service and you were happy for the service, then I send an invoice, but you not paid it. Um, when I'm these happen to me sometimes. It's not the first time, so the person can join you to understand that it's not easy for you because you're going to be able and you're going to have to send messages and spend energy. And you can go to your needs. Is like, I need um, respect. And you said reconnaissance. What would you say that in English?
Reconnaissance is like like to be grateful, gratitude.
Yeah, I need gratitude or be grateful. Or you were speaking about value. Like, I need my work to be value.
Yes.
So when you're paying your invoice, it's for me, it's just like I'm receiving the value that I've done for you. So would you be okay to pay me as soon as possible, please? And you're going to do a request at the end. But there is observation, expression of feelings, identification of needs, and then formulation of requests, and you have to make clear and concrete requests to meet your need without demanding. It's what you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And can we, yeah, because I know nonviolent communication is often, verbal, but could we use that same strategy for an email, for example? Could that
Yes,
work for business emails?
definitely. That works for everything.
Okay.
It's just that um, sometimes it's not easy to be clear between feelings and needs. And the problem is that people are not really able all the time to recognize which emotion and why I'm feeling this emotion. Sometimes people are just stopping, oh, I'm feeling this emotion, and that's your fault.
Hmm.
The thing is, our emotion, it's our responsibility. But the thing is, the other one, it's I would say in French, and I didn't translate this word, déclencheur, déclencher,
Trigger.
trigger. Oh, you can say trigger. So the other one, the I will say that the big problem in our world today is that people are not getting responsible of their emotion, because the other one is triggering and saying of or doing something that lets the emotion go up for me. Then I'm going to be aggressive, or I'm going to just say what is inside me. We call that a refractor period, and an emotion, it's 20 seconds. It's 0 to 20 seconds. And it's like an electric discharge in your body. And if between these 0 to 20 seconds, if you're speaking at this time, you just with the energy and the intensity of energy. So you're not going to be nice with the other one. So another tips will be, as soon as you feel the emotion, just spend 20 seconds, just breathe and let the emotion get through you, because it's here, you can't block it. And as soon as you block it, then it's gonna knock on the door every time a little bit more if you're not opening the door.
This is so fascinating. But I just want to, so we get the emotions 20 seconds and you said let it out, but we can't be yelling at someone. So how do we let out that emotion in 20 seconds?
Um, like we've got four emotion, primary, we call them primary emotion. So the fear, the energy is gonna allow you to run because it's survival. So the energy is back to you. For sadness, the energy is inside you, and the message is, I'm ready for something new. My body understand it, but my head, it was not okay, or was not allowed of it. And the energy, it's really inside. The other one, it will be joy. So joy, it's putting you with like in front of you, and that is the message is motivation. And the last one will be upset or angry. And this emotion, it's really difficult because it's an energy where it's going everywhere around you, and it's something that can explode, especially it depends where you've born. And I used to work in prison, and when you working with prisoner, the problem is that often they've been educate with parents who are not able to manage the upset or to be angry. And it's like like Marshall Rosenberg, who developed the nonviolent communication, worked a lot in jail because it was explaining the difference between observation and interpretation. And it's as soon as you understanding, as soon as you able to watch your responsibility and what is happening inside you, then you're going to be able to be more agile in relationship. And that's the point as well in nonviolent communication. Did I answer your question or not?
I think that's, yeah, that's great. And then, when you're talking about the triggers, how we often are triggered, and how I am thinking the term that sometimes people say is, you made me feel. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
pointing again, you make me feel this way. And it's like, well, no, we're responsible. The same circumstance could happen to 100 different people, and we all interpret it very differently, and we all
Exactly.
experience it differently based on, I don't know, past trauma or past experience or whatever, where we're at in this moment, our mindset at this moment. So I like that you're reminding us of just speaking about the facts. We can't argue facts, and I can't argue your feelings. If you're like, hey, I'm showing up today as sad, I can't be upset. Even if you're super angry and upset with me, uh, the whole you statement, I become super on the defense, I'm super sensitive. Oh my gosh, we work together. This is fun because we actually do work together. And so in the future, it's like, hey, if you're ever upset, you speak with, hey, this is how I'm showing up today. I'm upset. I'm feeling upset and I'm feeling triggered. I won't, it's like, great. I won't be upset or triggered by that. I'll be curious. I won't be on the defense. So it's, for me, it's a game changer. Not when I learned about nonviolent communication, it's like, wow, I don't have to, what you said, I don't have to scream at people anymore. I can speak like an adult, like a mature adult. Like, what a
Definitely.
revelation. And
Mm,
I use this in coaching and with my clients. And some people have never heard this before. They don't know what this is. So can you just highlight those 4 steps again? I want people to like
yeah,
repeat it as much as you can in the time we have together, because if people just remember these 4 steps,
yeah, definitely.
their lives will change. I believe.
Yeah, definitely. So the fundamental principle is the first is observation without judgment. So you're going to describe the fact objectively without making judgment or evaluation. The second one will be expression of feelings, mind, and the other one.
What do
So
you mean by the, yeah, give some examples.
um right, if you are arguing with your partner. Oh, there is the things with that. You can't look after both people in the same times. What is happening when you're having conflict is that the two people, the two person want to have empathic in the same times. They need to be joined, but you can't do that. So one has to start and say, "Oh, when I'm seeing that, I'm feeling these. Are you and I'm having these needs. Would you be okay too?" And the other one is gonna answer. And after that, the other one is gonna see what he's seen, what he feel, and what his needs. But the expression of feeling is definitely to be able to recognize inside you what is happening, which emotion it is. And you've got these four that I spoke about, and all the emotion that you're gonna feel as gonna have this la racine.
Yeah, the root.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of these four.
Mm.
So you're gonna have to first go inside you, identify and express emotion without blaming the other person. And that is, I think, where is the old challenge in our life. And then the third step will be identification of your needs. So you recognize the underlying needs driving your feelings. And the last one will be the formulation of a request. And you're gonna have to be concrete. Like, so I'm gonna, you were asking for an example. So this morning, for example, when I load my son to have screen time, and after a while, I ask for 30 minutes, and I was doing something, and then when I'm back to him, is front of the screen since an hour. So I said, we're gonna have to stop now. And as soon as I'm forcing for him to stop the screen, I know that after that he's going to be upset. So I'm supposed, because I'm still working on it, but I'm supposed to say, oh, I'm observing that as soon as I'm switching off the TV, it's difficult for you after that. And because he's emotional, he's not able to check inside what is happening. So I have to wait the emotion to get through him. And after that, I'm going to be able to speak about what is the needs. And if the needs is to be distracted or to have fun, then let's go and do a creation together. But that needs and what time that he's going to be able to listen me, and I'm going to be able to get through the emotion or the upsetness. No, I can't say that. How would you say la colère? It's
Anger.
anger. All right, I'm not having it. So yeah, it's a really, I think that anger, it's probably the most difficult emotion to manage, I would say. Yeah.
Well, for me, it is. I'm a very reactive person.
Yeah, me too. But we are whole because that
Okay.
is the problem. We are all reactive. Like we are not taking the time because as soon as the emotion is coming, it's we you know that we're having three part of the brain. The first one is reptilian, so it's the one who is uh, switch on as soon as the emotion is coming. And reptilian means that you're not going to be able to think. You're just going to be able to act. Then, after a while, then after the emotion get through you, so after 20 seconds, you're going to go to the limbic brain. And only at this time, you're going to be able to know, oh, I can recognize which emotion is it. So that is the second level. And after a big while, you're going to be able to switch on the neocortex. And you're going to analyze. And you're going to be able to get the string. Like, I'm going to understand, oh, this event make me feel this. And because that is what I needed, that I couldn't get through. But I'm not going to be able to think and analyze when I'm emotional. That's why we need time, and that we need just to breathe and stop acting when the emotion is there.
I love that. I could talk about this all day. These are two topics that are dear to my heart, communication and self-love.
Mm,
And, thinking about like as a business owner, just my example of requesting for payment, it's like it stems deep down, I think. I'm maybe overgeneralizing, but to self-love. How many people is it hard to ask for for what we deserve? Like, I gave you a service, now I would like to be compensated for that. And it takes a lot of courage and a lot of self-love to know I deserve this. Um,
mm,
and so, do you have anything you want to share more about self-love?
mm. Yeah, I would say that these non-communication journey, it was, or it's, for me, a way to know myself better. And as soon as I'm able to realize that if I'm not loving myself the way that I need, and I'm the only person able to know exactly what I need. So if I'm not taking this responsibility to fulfill my needs, then nobody is going to be able. And I'm going to be an example for my children, for my friends, for my parents, just taking my responsibility. And as soon as I'm doing this, because there isn't any tension or less conflict, then I can get the love through me. And there is a circulation between the other one and me, because you're putting a lot of attention, you're having an intention at the beginning. It's, oh, I know that my intention in nonviolent communication, it's to be on the relationship service. I want that the relationship will be good. So I'm sending love to you and you sending love to me. But because I'm not able to send love to the other one, if I'm not feeling it, if I'm not understanding what is it inside me and how I feel in my heart, in my body, when I know what love can make inside me. And I think that when I've discovered empathic listening, or when I've done this experience for the first time, it's so much a gift to the other one, that when somebody done that to me, it was like me telling me, oh, I'm going to take time for you, so I love you. And as soon as you're giving time to the other one, time with a complete attention, it's like an huge breathing of love, because you just inside you trying to understand what is happening inside you, and somebody close to you is helping to do the job. And as soon, because you're understanding who you are, what you feel, and what is happening inside, then it's joy and love mixed together, and you want to offer that to the other one after that, when you living that. Is
Yeah,
that
I think
make
we're also, yeah, I'm also hearing like just deeper connection. You know,
Oh yeah.
we just want connection with just with every interaction we have. So I'm curious, my last question for today is like, how are companies and corporations open to this? Are they open to your coaching and nonviolent communication in the workplace?
Yes, I'm working with forum theater and nonviolence communication. So um with comedian, I'm showing a
Like as
situation.
actors, like comedian, is
Yes.
actors? Okay.
Yes, actors. Yeah, sorry. So we are showing a situation where it is getting bad at the end. And we're asking the person in the public, asking, oh, what is happening? And we can start to help people to see what is the difference between observation and interpretation. After that, we're asking about emotion. Oh, what this hiker is feeling. What do you think is happening for him? And the people are starting to analyze the situation. And the third question will be, oh, do you want to help somebody? Oh, yes, I want to help this person. If I was at his place, I would do something different. And we're asking the public to come and to replace the actor and trying to change the end of the story. And after that, because I'm facilitator, I'm asking between the actors, between all the people, speaking about the representation, what they understand, they can go to their emotion and analyze. So when I'm working with company, I'm mixing nonviolent communication with um, situation concrete, like they can train, because the memories are you're going to be able to change if you mixing in the same times your brain, your heart means emotion, and your body. Because I can speak about nonviolent communication during hours. If you're not practicing, then there's no way for you to change. So what I've understood is that we need to be all, like, my body, my heart, and my brain in the situation, trying things, living experience. And because everything is working at the same times, then I know that I'm going to put seeds on um, evolution or evolving.
Yeah, I love that. It reminds me of like how there's infinite outcomes. Infinite, like the word infinite, just potential and outcomes comes to mind of like, okay, a situation is going this way, your reaction, bad, conflict, but how many different things can shift and happen if we decide to speak differently or change it. I love
Yeah,
that.
definitely. And as well, when you're having a collective awareness around one situation and you're having like 10 people explaining what they feel, what they need, and how they will react, then you understand that, oh my God, it's not that easy. And my reality is just mine. And there is so many way to be together, to speak together, and to be connected, like you said. And I want to hand with that, because I think it's the principle. It's the, can I say, the leak of the connection. Like I would say, oh, thick, l'épaisseur.
Okay. Sure, the thickness.
Yeah,
Or
because
even,
as soon as you doing nonviolent communication, then you starting to really understand who you are, and you can love yourself, and sending you self empathy. That's why it's connected to self love. And because you're having like months after months more self love, you're going to be able to connect the other one from the heart and not from your head. And that is, I would say that it's the point.
well, I think that's why we're the three founders because Greg just shared that in our previous recording. He talks about moving from the mind to the heart, from the
Oh,
head to the
yeah.
heart, and I think that's, we all have that belief and mission, and yeah, just being heart-centered, conscious entrepreneurs. Can you imagine a world where all companies speak with nonviolent communication, and
Mm.
business owners or negotiations or suppliers or anyone come together and speak in such a beautiful, loving, empathic way? We all need your work, Bay, and I'm so grateful for you sharing. Do you have any last comments or the website
Yeah,
to
I would, I would, um, I would share an expression or something that a really good friend of mine told me when I met her. And she said, the answer is love. What is your question?
Mhm. The
Yeah,
answer is always love.
yeah, definitely. Or because I'm coming from Joe Dispenza retreat, there is something that I'm really keeping close to my heart since 2 weeks. As soon as I'm in trouble, I've got this phrase coming here. What will love do in any situation? What will love do? And even just saying it makes me feel loved and connecting.
I love that. I know, because so many of us act out of fear. And I love to remind myself that too. What would love do in this situation?
Mm,
Instead of just our reactive survival mode instinct of fear, because we do, as you were saying, we all have the same needs, you know, maybe different times, but we're human and we're more similar
mm.
than we think. And so I love this. Yes, more self love. If we love ourselves more, we can definitely have more peace in the world and peace in the workplace. And so thanks again. So, anyway, let everyone know your website and if you have a VAP offering or how people can find you and work with you in the future.
It's Radiance Leaders.
Okay. Yeah. You just go meet the team and you'll find
Definitely
the
meet
link.
the team. Yeah, definitely. And
Awesome.
I was I think you asked me, so I'm really I'll be okay to share if somebody needs to speak. Then we've got a link to follow us. So yeah, Radiance Leaders first.
Yep. So www.radiantleaders.org. So
Yeah.
you can find us there. Well,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Faye. I look forward
Thank
to
you very
seeing
much
you
for this
again.
summit, dear JD, and thank you for helping me for this first English webinar for me.
Perfect. So
Quite
perfect.
nice.
You're global now. You're gonna go global.
I'm complete.
Yeah. Yeah, representing France. And so
Yeah.
that's really fun for me.
Thank you
Definitely.
very much, JD. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you
See
so
you
much.
again.
Bye bye, Crystal.